realize till now they were running this thing in reverse.
Last time they come for that? Yeah, no, you're running,
Lead is going to be on the, what's considered the inside. You must come out, go around with your cane.
Don't hit the button. Don't hit it.
Oh, if you hit with your cane, you get 3 attempts. After the third one, it's a 0. Last point of initiation. There you go. So you can't initiate any farther than here. Alright? If you don't initiate by here, then that's deemed a 0 because you haven't started your run. This is zone 1. This zone is 10 points in total for line, 10 points in total for angle.
What's the ideal position?
There's fine, as long as you're not here like this, because you're here, and if the chase is being aggressive, it pushes them out. Yeah, so there's a misconception is if you miss the zone, then you can pick up points by diving them into it. You can't. Everything is you have to start with the points. This X is because I want you guys to cut this. So we put it here, but we want you to cut this short. I don't want you riding the rail all the way out here, right? Because then it messes it up for there. So you come out, you can drive over the X, whether it be, I don't care what side of the car, I don't care what side of the car, I just need you to come over the X. Even as you can run one wheel.
One wheel. Thank you.
Alright, so you come through here, there's a flick. This is for the line. We want you guys getting out to the rail. Coming through here. This is a touch and go. This is not a pointed box. This is just to show that you guys are on the proper line. Your next scored zone is this nose here. Okay? You guys can run bumper over line, one wheel over line, but the second you put 2, this zeroes out this zone. Okay? Transition here, this is line as well. And then as you come through here, you guys understand it's a wall ride all the way through for maximum points. As you get through here, you guys have to make it across the line. If you're at 90 before you get to the line, that'll zero you out. If you're straight before you get to the line, that'll zero you out. You have to have some angle in the car. Okay?
Is everybody having fun?
Yes, sir.
Just a little bit, yeah? All right, good deal. I got nothing else unless anybody else has anything they want to say.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Get your guys' battery charged and we'll get started here with qualifying. We'll call the run group up here very shortly. 2, 1, go. Brian off a good solid lead into the initiation first zone. Making it look easy. Will following him up cleanly. A little bit outside. Whoa, Brian with a little bit of a spin out. Will following him up. Into the touch and go. Off the wall a little bit. You ain't running, you ain't racing. Into the final zone. Let's see what they can do here. Yeah. Beautiful finish from both drivers. 3, 2, 1, go. Will into the initiation. Brian following up into the first zone. Beautiful from Will. Brian, with a bit of a spin out. See if you can make up for it. Will running that line super clean. Into the touch and go. Nose flip, bit of an over rotation. Into the final zone. Let's see what he can do here. Beautiful. Drivers all set and ready? On my count. 3, 2, 1, go! Really good initiation into the first zone. Getting all the way with that giant rear bumper. Into the second zone. Beautiful. Into the touch and go. Let's see what happens here. Will not letting him get any room. Nose flip, beautiful. Will a bit outside. Billy touches off the wall into the final zone. Beautiful finish. 2, 1, go. Will with his initiation. Beautiful. Into the first zone. There's a little bit of a tap. Getting a little bit greedy. Into the second zone. See what happens here. Will keeping it off that wall. Touch and go into the nose flip. Beautiful job from both drivers. Will trying to pull away a little bit, create a little bit of space. Into the final zone. Beautiful finish. Good job. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go! Billy into the first zone. Beautiful, creating a little bit of space. Will following up, not giving him any room. Into the second zone. Ooh. Will right where he's supposed to be. Billy running a clean line. Into the touch and go, into the nose flip. Whoa, a little bit of touch and go. Into the final zone. Beautiful finish. 1, go. Will giving him a solid lead into the initiation. First zone. Billy not letting him go anywhere. Closing that gap. Into the second zone, down straight. Beautiful job. Into the touch and go on the nose flip. Let's see what happens. Will with all of the angle. Into the style point. Final zone. Let's see what happens. Will create some space. Really with a slight over rotation. Let's see what he does. Go! Greg out with a big lead into the initiation. Into the first zone. Adriano running a bit inside. Greg running that line. Beautiful. Into the zone. Slight tap on the wall. We'll see what the judge has to say. Into the touch and go and the nose flip. Greg, beautiful job. Right where he's supposed to be. A slight tap on the wall for the style point. Into the final zone. Greg creating some space. Beautiful job. 3, 2, 1, go! Adriano into the first zone. Beautiful job. A little bit of tap, but nothing that I think will take points off. Into the touch and go. Greg trying to close that gap. Beautiful job from both drivers thus far. Into the final zone. Beautiful finish. 3, 2, 1, go! Billy into the initiation mark, into the first zone. Adriano not letting him go anywhere. Oh, bit of an over rotation. Let's see if you can make up for it. Into the second zone. Beautiful job, Billy. like he's done it before. Adriano, with a slight tap on his rear bumper, into the touch and go, nose clip, beautiful job. Trying to close that space into the final zone. Let's see what happens here. Oh, bit of a tap right. 2, 1, go. Adriano out with a big lead, creating some space. Billy trying to follow him up into the second zone. Let's see what happens here. Billy closing that gap into the straightaway and the touch and go. Beautiful job from both drivers. A clean run over the style point into the final zone. Let's see what happens here. Beautiful finish. 3, 2, 1, go! Tommy out in the lead into the first zone. Running a beautiful line into the second zone. Let's see what happens here. Derek following off cleanly. Into the touch and go nose split. Creating a little bit of space. Derek trying to close that gap. Into the final zone. Let's see what happens here. Beautiful job from both drivers. 3, 2, 1, go! Oh, restart. 3, 2, 1, go! Derek making sure he doesn't hit the cone this time. Into the first zone. Beautiful line. Derek getting all the way to the zone. Oh, Tommy coming up the rear end. Giving him a bit of a push. Into the touch and go. Beautiful job. Into the nose clip. Derek running it a bit inside into the final zone. Let's see what happens here. Beautiful finish. Battles. Judges ready to go. Drivers ready to go. 3, 2, 1, go. Tommy into the initiation. Beautiful job making sure he hits the zone this time. Coming up a bit short into the second zone. Beautiful job, Derek. Closing that space into the touch and go and the nose go. Let's see what happens here. Tommy making sure he runs that line over the style point. Derek following up, closing that gap into the final zone. Beautiful job. Drivers, are we ready? 3, 2, 1, go! Derek into the first zone. Let's see what he can do here. Filling out that zone completely into the second zone. Beautiful job, Tommy, making sure he doesn't run into him. Into the touch and go and the nose flip. Ooh, Derek with a slight bump on the wall. Tommy making sure he runs a beautiful chase. Into the final zone, let's see what happens here. Derek filling out the zone. Beautiful job. Barely makes it over line. Yogi with a good initiation into the first zone. Let's see what happens here. Brenna following up cleanly. This is going to be a good battle, folks. Into the second zone. Brenna right where she's supposed to be. Yogi running that clean line into the touch and go. Over the nose clip. Beautiful job. Creating a little bit of space over the style point. Into the final zone. Let's see what happens here. Oh, Brenna with a slight tap over the finish line. Beautiful job. 1, go! Brenna with a big flick into the first zone. Beautiful job filling out that zone cleanly. Yogi falling up right where he's supposed to be, closing that space immediately into the straightaway. Let's see what happens. Beautiful job from Brenna. Very solid lead. Yogi with a slight bump. Let's see what happens here in the final zone. Brenna making sure you still run the whole zone. Beautiful. Very, very good. 3, 2, 1, go. Harold into the initiation point with a big flick into the first zone. Shannon not letting him go anywhere. A bit short on that zone. Let's see what happens in the second one. Harold filling out the whole zone. Beautiful job. Over the chicane. Into the touch and go, nose flip. Beautiful job. Cameron not letting him go anywhere. Into the final zone. Let's see what happens here. Beautiful. Good to go. 3, 2, 1, go. Cameron into the initiation point. Beautiful into that first zone. Harold not letting him go anywhere. Slight tap on the wall. Let's see what the judges have to say. Into the second zone. Beautiful job. Harold keeping within a car. Beautiful job from both drivers. Into the touch and go. Nose flip. Beautiful. Over the style point. Into the final zone. Here it is for all the marbles, folks. And a solid finish. 2, 1, go! Cody with a big initiation into the first zone. Like he comps on the regular. Into the second zone, Jim following up, not letting him go anywhere. Cody, ooh, slight tappage. Into the touch and go, nose flip, beautiful job. Cody keeping that car pretty tame this run. Into the final zone. There it is, folks. Beautiful job. Drivers ready. 3, 2, 1, go. Jim with a good flick into the initiation. Into the first zone. Cody with a slight tap. Into the second zone. Very, very clean run. Into the touch and go over the south line. Whoa! Cody with a bit of a wall tap. Into the nose clip. Oh, barely keeps it off the wall. Into the final zone. All over that red limiter. Beautiful finish. 1, go. Cody, a big flip into the initiation, into the first zone. Jim following him up. Trying to close that gap. Cody all over the zone. Into the chicane. Over the touch and go, Jim with a slight tap into the nose clip. Again, over the last style point. Final zone, we'll see what happens. Jim closing the space. Beautiful run. 3, 2, 1, go. Jim with a big flick into the initiation. Cody not letting him go anywhere. Making that motor scream. Into the second zone, Jim filling out the entire zone all the way through, over the style point, through the chicane, into the touch and go, keeping it off the wall, into the nose clip. Beautiful job. Whoa! Cody with a bit of a wall tap. Let's see if he can make up for it. Beautiful job. 1, go! Cody with a big flick into the initiation, into the first zone. Jim not letting him go anywhere. Whoa, almost had a huge tap there. Over the chicane, into the touch and go, through the style point. Beautiful job, into the nose clip. Cody running a very solid line over the final style point. Into that last zone, Jim closing that gap right before the finish. 3, 2, 1, go. Jim with a good initiation into the first zone. Cody following him up cleanly into the second zone, keeping it off the wall, filling out that entire zone over the style point, through the chicane, second style point, touch and go, nose flip, beautiful job, into the last style point, oh, big tap on the wall, into the final zone, beautiful finish. 3, 2, 1, go. Billy with a nice flick into the initiation, into the first zone. Andrew all over that door. Into the second zone. Andrew within a quarter of a car. Beautiful job. Into the nose flip, over the final style point before the last zone. Let's see what they can do here. Beautiful. Very, very good finish. 1, 2, 3, go. You got Cooper coming out in the first zone here. Kevin staying right on his door, like you should. Cooper staying in the zone completely in the style point while Kevin following. Coming into the last zone here. Kevin coming right up on him. Cooper filling the zone. Great job. out of the drop. 2, 3, go. Got Kevin coming out the gate. Good flick into zone 1. Right in the wall. Cooper staying right behind him. Second zone. A little top to the SDC. Going into the third zone here. Side by side, and we like to see coming to the last zone here. Kevin on the door, Cooper on the, ooh, little hiccup there. Let's get it done. 2, 1, go! Hunter with a good safe flick into the initiation. Coach or Alec calling up cleanly. Into the second zone, beautiful job from both drivers. Over the chicane. Oh, slight tap from Hunter. We'll see what the judges have to say. Over the style point into the final zone. Beautiful finish. 2, 1, go! Alex with a good flick into the first zone. Filling out the whole thing into the second zone. Let's see if Hunter can follow him up cleanly. Over the style point, through the chicane, second style point, touch and go, nose flip, into the last style point, final zone, let's see what happens here. Hunter all over that door, not letting him go anywhere. 3, 2, 1, go. Tyler with a good flick into the initiation through the first zone. Brandon not letting him go anywhere. This is going to be a good battle, folks. Into the second zone. Over that style point, through the chicane, into the second style point. Beautiful job from both drivers. Brandon not letting him go anywhere, and Tyler running a very clean line. Into the final style point. Through the last zone. Tyler, very, very clean final zone for number 59. 2, 1, go! Brandon with a good flick into the initiation. Tyler not letting him go anywhere. On and off the gas. Through that first zone, very, very clean. Brandon filling out the second zone. Very, very good. Through the chicane, into the second style point. Through the touch and go. This one's going to be a hard one to judge, folks. Into the final style point. Ooh, slight tap on the wall. We'll see what the judges have to say. Into the final zone. Brandon. Very clean. Very good. Tommy with a good initiation into the first zone. Brenna trying to close that gap. Tommy through the first zone into the second zone. Beautiful job. Through the style point, through the chicane. Second style point, into the touch and go. Through the nose flip. Brenna closing that gap beautifully. Coming close but not running into it. Into the final zone. Let's see what happens here. Tommy right on that front tape line. Drivers ready. 3, 2, 1, go! Brenna with a beautiful flick into that initiation. Into the first zone. Tommy all over that door. Into the second zone. Beautiful job through the style point. Second style point, beautiful. Into the nose flip. Last and final style point of the run. Into that last zone and see what happens here. Very, very beautiful for both drivers. 3, 2, 1, go! Harold with a nice big flick into that initiation into the first zone. Beautiful job. Cody not letting him go anywhere, all over that door. Through the second zone, over the style point, into the chicane. Second style point, keeping it off the wall, through the touch and go, into the nose flip. Beautiful job from both drivers. Through that final style point, through the run. Let's see what happens in the final zone. Harold filling out that whole zone completely. 3, 2, 1, go. Cody with a nice solid flick into that first zone. In the second zone, Harold not letting him go anywhere. All over that door, running a very, very clean chase through the chicane, final stop, or second stop, excuse me. into the nose split. Now we're at the final style point for the run. Let's see what happens here. This is for all the marbles, folks. Into the final zone. Cody, ooh, coming out a bit early. Let's see what the judges have to say about that one. 1, 2, 3, go. With Andrew going out. Flicking the first zone. Riding that wall. Cooper not giving him any room. A little rubbage there. I can see that. Ooh, a little tap right there into the second zone. Get a flipping point. Andrew coming in to the third zone here. Cooper staying right on his door. Andrew coming in, finishing the last sweep here. Let's see what he got. On the wall. On my go. 1, 2, 3, go. Got Cooper coming out strong. Nice little flick into zone 1 on the wall. Andrew mimicking him. Going to the second zone. A little rubbage there, a little rubbage. Coming into the foul point. Barely misses it. Coming into the last, or the second clipping point. Last zone. We're filling that in. Woo. 3, go. Andrew coming out strong again. Staying on the wall. Cooper right on his door, coming into the second zone. Filling it in. Coming up to the third clipping point. Coming around the last zone. Cooper filling his door up. And there we go. 3, go. Cooper coming out. Right on the wall. Again. Andrew following him right behind. Perfect transition on both ends. Coming to the third style point. Last zone here. Andrew's riding his door. Woo! 3, 2, 1, go. Alex with a good lead. Tyler not letting him go anywhere. This is going to be a great battle. This might be 1 or 2 more times. Into the second zone. Alex with a bit of a hesitation over that style point. Through the chicane into the second style point. Oh, Alex off the wall slightly. Into the touch and go through the nose flip. Third and final style point. Rubbing on the wall. Into the final zone. Let's see what happens here. Beautiful finish. 2, 1, go. Tyler with a big flick into that first zone. Beautiful job. Let's see what he can do here. Beautiful to the second zone. Through that style point. Into the chicane. Second style point. Touch and go. Nose flip. The last and final style point for this run. Into the final zone. Let's see what happens here. This is for the final 4th spot. Beautiful finish. Whoa! Okay, so keep that in mind. Even if you lose, you cannot take your car off track. 3, 2, 1, go! Tommy out with a big lead. Into that first zone. Harold following him up cleanly. Into the second zone. Let's see what happens here. Harold not giving him any room. Very, very clean battle so far. Into that style point. See the touch and go. Into the nose split. Let's see what happens here at the last style point. Beautiful. Through the last zone. Tommy creating a little bit of space in that last zone through the finish line. 2, 1, go. Harold with a nice big lead into that initiation. Into the first zone. Slight tappage on the wall. Filled out the whole first zone. And filled out the whole second zone. Over that style point. Through the chicane. Into the second style point. Into the second style point, through the touch and go, nose split. Oh! In wall tappage. Into the final zone. Beautiful finish. 3, 2, 1, go! Into that initiation. Tyler not letting him go anywhere. Andrew filling out that entire zone. Beautiful job. Tyler all over that door into the second zone. Through the style point, into the chicane, second style point, into that touch and go, through the nose clip, into the last and final style point, keeping it off the wall, into the last zone. Beautiful job from both drivers. We'll see what happens here. 3, 2, 1, go! Tyler with a huge flick into the initiation through that first zone. Beautiful job so far. Andrew not letting him go anywhere. Tyler filled out the entire second zone. Through the touch and go, through the style point. Now the touch and go into the nose clip. Through that last style point before the final zone. Let's see what happens here. This is for all the marbles. This is for the finals, folks. Beautiful finish. We have Harold leading Tyler for third place. 3, 2, 1, go! Harold doing a nice initiation into that first zone. Let's see if he can keep it together this whole run. Into the second zone. Beautiful job. Keeping it off the wall. Tyler with a slight bump. Into the touch and go through the chicane. Excuse me, the style point. The second style point. There's the touch and go into the nose clip. Final style point before the last zone. Here's the big one, folks. Let's see what happens. Tyler with a slight bump, Harold with a slight bump, into the final zone, or into the finish line. Go! Tyler with a big flick into the initiation through that first zone. Harold following him up cleanly into that second zone. Through the chicane, into the style point. There's the touch and go. Tyler with a slight bump on the wall. Harold not letting him get any space. Here it is, folks. Into the final zone. Tyler going all the way. Beautiful job. 2, 1, go. Harold into the initiation. Beautiful run so far. Tyler following him up super clean. Into the second zone. Beautiful. Through the style point, through the chicane, into that second style point, keeping it off the wall, through the touch and go, that's the nose clip, last and final style point. Through the last zone, let's see what happens here. Beautiful finish. 3, 2, 1, go! Tyler with another big flick into the initiation through that first zone, slight bump it on the wall. Into the second zone. Harold following him up super clean. Through the chicane. Oh, Harold with a slight bump on the chase. Tyler's just going to go a little bit of over rotation, and Tyler goes outside the white line into the style point. Through the final zone, creating all sorts of space. We'll see what the judges have to say. 1, go! Harold into the initiation through that first zone. Tyler following him up cleanly into the second zone, through the style point, through the chicane, slight bumpage from both drivers, into the touch and go, through the nose clip, final style point, into the last zone. Beautiful finish. 3, 2, 1, go! Tyler with another big flick into the first zone. Beautiful, keeping it all over the wall. Into the second zone. Through that style point. Into the chicane. Second style point. Here we come. Into the touch and go. Nose clip. Last and final style point. Here it is for all the marbles, folks. Into that final zone. Tyler all the way on. Who's Harold with a slight tap. Alrighty, folks, this is the battle for all of the marbles. You're going to want to watch this one. 3, 2, 1, go! Tommy with a big lead out in front into the initiation through the first zone. Andrew following him up super clean into the second zone. Andrew not letting him go anywhere. Into the style point, through the chicane, second style point, into that touch and go, through the nose clip. Last and final style point. Into the final zone. Let's see what happens here. Beautiful finish. 3, 2, 1, go. Andrew into the initiation. Tommy not letting him go anywhere. Andrew with a slight tap, but filling out that zone completely into the second zone. Another slight tap into the style point, through the chicane, second style point, into the touch and go. Nose clip, last and final style point. Final zone, here we go folks, this is for all the marbles. Beautiful finish.
Hope everything was satisfactory. Towards the end there, we had quite a few one more times. Just trying to make sure we get it right. So, without further ado, third place, we have Tyler.
Let's go,
From Style Overall, taking third. We have in second place, Andrew from Style Overall. And in first place, we have Tommy from Tech 1 Drift. Just pulling out the stops with that last run, just killing it. So, thanks everybody, and congratulations to you guys up on the podium.